I mean, how do you know who's telling the truth and who's not, who's real and who's not anymore? Yeah. It's a pretty scary thing nowadays.
People are all abuzz in Parma after someone created a fake Facebook page for the city's police department.
It's real crazy. That's why I just stay offline, watch your kids, watch what they surf on the web.
We became aware of this fake Facebook page purporting to be the official Facebook page of the Parma Police Department earlier this morning.
Lieutenant Kevin Riley with the Parma Police Department says detectives contacted Facebook and asked them to remove the fake page as soon as possible.
The postings and the materials on there, I don't want to get into discussing them in detail, but frankly, they're crude, they're demeaning, and they're very inflammatory. Our concern right now is public safety. We want to make sure that people know that this is not the official Facebook page of the Parma Police Department.
So what's the difference? Well, the real Parma Police Facebook page is called City of Parma Police Department, and it's listed as a police station and government organization. The fake account is also using City of Parma Police Department, but the URL includes "the" before it, and it's listed as a community page.
The individuals doing this are naming specific locations, naming, events that are supposed to be happening that aren't real events. Again, somebody may read that, believe it to be true.
Police are reminding people that none of the posts on the fake page should be taken seriously, and nobody connected to the police department posted them.
There's a fine line between satire and endangering the public. And I think these individuals and this particular website has crossed over in the line.
I'm not surprised. There's a lot of stuff happening on the internet right now, and you can't control it.
Yes, that was addressed to me directly.
Okay, and this is somebody is writing on March 28th, 2016, right?
Yes.
Sometime in the afternoon or evening?
This would have been, in my guess, it would have been 11:39 a.m.
Okay.
Because it says 3:39 UTC, so subtracting 4 hours,
Okay.
11:39 a.m., so before lunchtime.
Okay. So now, and tell me, why don't you read this email into the record?
Hi, Lieutenant. I write the technically incorrect column for CNET News. I'm writing about the case of Anthony Novak. Can you please tell me what parts of his parody page the department considered derogatory? And can you tell me what specific felony he's being charged with? Do you have evidence that anyone was actually fooled by this page into believing it was really the Parma Police Department? And was Novak known to the police previously? I'm on a tight deadline, so would appreciate a swift reply. Thank you, C. Chris Matysik, I'll spell it MATYSZCZYK, President, Howard Rochus, LLC, www. Chris.
You don't have to read the rest of it. It's RAUCOUS, Raucus, LLC, Howard Raucus, LLC. All right, so this guy is describing Anthony Novak's page as a parody page. He's asking what parts of it the department considered interrogatory. He's asking about what felonies Mr. Novak is being charged with. He's asking whether there's evidence that anybody was actually fooled by the page into believing it was really the Parma Police Department. He's asking all those questions. Did you ever reply to him?
I can't recall if I did.
Well, if you did, then you would have produced the document in response to this request, right?
That's fair to say, yes.
Both the public records request you should have, and then also the discovery requests.
That's fair to say.
Yeah. And so this is all we've got. Fair to infer from that you never responded to this fellow?
I can't sit here and tell you with any certainty that I did not, that I did or did not. It doesn't sound familiar.
The fact that he is mentioning that this was a parody, he questioned what was derogatory, he asked whether anyone was fooled. Did you have answers to those questions at the time?
I can't recall if I replied back to him
Did
or
this
not.
alert you to the idea that this page was a parody, or might be?
This was one of many things that had disagreements about Mr. Novak being arrested by the department.
Yeah, but he specifically, this is a guy writing for a technology column for CNET News, and he is using the word parody. This didn't cause you to be the least bit curious about whether this might mean that Mr. Novak's page was protected speech?
At that point, he was already charged, and the case was, at that point, I believe, bound over, or at least on its way to the Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office, and at that point, no.
So, you having set forth this investigative and charging process in motion by assigning this to Detective Connor, who then worked with Director Dobeck, there was nothing that you were going to receive that might cause you to question what you were doing. Is that fair?
Objection. You can answer if you can.
I'd say that's fair.
Yeah. And this certainly didn't, right?
It did not.
So now we've looked at two emails that are alluding to constitutional rights, concept of free speech, parody, and one is on March 27th, one is on March 28th. Neither of those causes you to do anything, right?
That's correct.
You didn't take these to the law director for advice, did you?
I did not.
Now, if you look at Defendant's Exhibit 17440, and this one is also comes in roughly the same time. This is April 1st, 2016, and it's coming to the Crime Tips email address, so you would have checked it, right?
Yes.
And it says, Anthony Novak arrest seems like an 18 USC 242 crime. Right?
Yes.
And then he says, yes, go arrest yourself. See that?
Yes, there was a question mark after the first sentence about Anthony Novak. Arrest seems like a 18 USC 242 crime, question mark, and then yes, double question mark.
Okay, and then it's at least on the face of the email from somebody named David Macbeth, right?
Yes.
Now, you know what that statute is?
I don't want to guess. I can tell you what I think it is. But
What do you think it is?
I think it has to do with civil rights violation.
Bingo. And did that raise any concern to you about whether there might be civil rights issues associated with the prosecution of Mr. Novak?
No.
And you didn't forward this to the law director or ask him any questions about it?
I did not.
Nor did you let Detective Connor know about this or any of the other emails that came in that we've looked at so far, right?
I did not.
All right. Let's look at the last exhibit on this page, or the last page of this exhibit, Plaintiff's Exhibit 19, which is Defendant Bates number 17444. And this is from Michelle Blair on behalf of Mayor's office. And then it's to tdegeter@cox.net. That looks like it's some sort of private email address for Mayor DeGeter, correct?
Yes.
And then it's also to Michael O'Malley, M. O'Malley at cityofparma-oh.gov. What was O'Malley's position at the time when this email was sent, March 28th, 2016?
He was the safety director.
So the safety director and the mayor are receiving this email forwarded by somebody who works in the mayor's office, I guess.
Yes.
And she's forwarding an email from somebody, at least according to the email, named Jerome McCollum at a Yahoo address, right?
Yes.
And that person's sending it to some sort of a generic mayor's office address for the city of Parma, right?
Yes.
And the subject reads unconstitutional violations by the Parma PD, correct?
Yes.
It says, Dear Mayor DeGeeter, why don't you read the rest of it?
The leadership and many Parma cops have shown contempt and disdain for the First Amendment rights of citizens. Period. Citizens arrested for protesting police attempts to interfere with their right to record police actions. Period. Now a citizen, Anthony Novak, has been illegally arrested for a satire Facebook page, parentheses, inside that says obvious satire, of the Parma PD. Period. When will these violations by the Parma PD end? Question mark. There needs to be changes in leadership in the police department. Period. If the Parma PD has the resources to go after someone creating a satirical Facebook page, comma, maybe they can use some budget cuts. Period. Jerome McCollum.
Now, this email came in March 28th, right? 2016.
Originally looks like it came in on March 27th to the mayor's office.
Oh, fair enough. And then forwarded to these other officials on March 28th, 2016, right?
Yes, sir.
Did you ever see this email?
It looks familiar.
Okay. Who gave this to you?
I can't recall.
Was it printed out and given to you by somebody or forwarded to you?
I don't recall, Mr. Chandra.
Because this is the only form in which we've received it. We've not received a version from your account. Is there a version in your account?
I can't recall specifically.
All right. But you do recall seeing this email at some point?
It looks familiar, yes.
Okay. And did this email now, as of March 28th, 2016, well, let me back up. When did you first see this in relation to March 28th, 2016?
I can't, because I don't see my own email headers on here, I can't tell you exactly when I first saw it. I just tell you it looks familiar. There were a lot of criticisms of the arrest of Mr. Novak. This was just one of several that I saw, so I can't tell you exactly when I saw this one, but it does look familiar to me.
If this exhibit is the criticisms we've received from other parties, are there others that we've not received?
There's about 787 criticisms on our Facebook page right now.
Okay, but in terms of written communications directly to the Parma Police Department as opposed to through the Facebook page, is this the universe of everything?
I can speak for myself personally. The emails that I received directly to me or through the crime tips that I monitored, I have turned over to my counsel. But
you think there are far more than these, short of the Facebook page comments?
That I can't say for sure.
Now, do you know, were you in direct touch with Michael O'Malley at all as safety director?
On this case?
Well, in general.
I had occasions to talk to Mr. O'Malley.
So as part of the chain of command, would he communicate directly with you?
He would have been in my chain of command.
And so did he communicate with you directly about the Novak situation at all?
I don't believe he did.
Okay. And you never had any discussions with Mike O'Malley about the Novak matter?
Not that I can recall right now.
Did this email, you have any idea when you received this relative to March 28th? I mean, approximately? Months later, weeks later, days later, hours later?
I'm going to speculate here, but based on the date that it was sent to the mayor's office, probably sent to me within a day or two of that.
Okay, so somewhat close in time.
Yes.
Now, did this email cause you to question what Parma police were doing with respect to Mr. Novak?
No.
Now, the email specifically uses the word satire, right?
Yes.
And you also acknowledged that Mr. Novak's Facebook page was satire, correct?
I did.
And you had already understood by March 2nd, 26 days before this email chain at least, that it was a joke, correct?
Yes.
And so even this email didn't cause you to question whether what your department was doing to Mr. Novak was constitutionally appropriate?
No.
And you didn't share this with Detective Connor?
No.
And you didn't share this with the law director?
No, I did not.
After receiving at least these emails that we've seen, you didn't even raise the issue of the constitutional propriety of what was being done to Mr. Novak with Director Dobeck at any time in advance of the first civil lawsuit being filed?
No.
So we've already established you've been a law enforcement officer a long time. You've dealt with statutes a long time. You've dealt with criminal legal standards a long time. You must be familiar with the legal concept in the context of criminal prosecutions of willful blindness or deliberate ignorance. You familiar with those concepts?
I'm not.
You've never heard a jury instruction read that when one willfully closes one's eyes and blinds oneself to the obvious, words to that effect, that that's the same as having the intent to do something?
It doesn't sound familiar to me.
This
Mr.
is all
Chandra.
news to you.
I've never heard those terms before, and no.
Given all of your experience, does it make sense to you in the context of your law enforcement experience that there would be this concept in the law that being deliberately ignorant about something or willfully blinding yourself to something is the same effectively as having the intent to do something?
I can't answer that question.
To sum up some of your testimony today, please just confirm for me. You have no regrets about what was done by Detective Connor or yourself toward Mr. Novak, correct?
Correct.
Zero, not even a little.
No.
No regrets at all. Zero.
No.
And you encouraged Detective Connor's conduct toward Mr. Novak.
I wouldn't use the word encouraged. I signed him a matter to look into that he later determined with law director Dobeck was a criminal matter, and I assigned him the case. I didn't encourage.
And then you didn't discourage him, though, either, right?
Fair enough.
Fair to say you condoned it?
In the context of you using that word, and it's once the case is assigned to him and he's working with the law department, whether in condoning it, I suppose, if that's, yeah.
And you also had at least some direct participation in Detective Connor's conduct toward Mr. Novak.
Other than assigning him the case and speaking with Director Dobeck, as I previously stated today, I had no other involvement in it.
And signing the report.
And signing the report, you're right, correct.
And engaging Detective Connor regularly on updates on what was going on.
So other than what I've listed today, that's, yes, I did have, that was my involvement in this case.
Right, direct participation.
Yes.
All right. All right, we're going to take a short break, see whether we're done, and